Here, Ryan Baise, CEO and co-founder of You Think, just wrapped up the Influence is Fueling the Momentum around Travel and Youth Sports panel here at the National Youth Sports Summit. Ryan, appreciate the time.
Thanks, great to be here.
Talked a little bit on stage about this being a data-driven world, and you guys obviously being in the sphere of providing information. So I'm curious your stance on so many players and athletes today see everything on social media. How do you kind of see the balance between getting participation and making participation accessible, not everyone feeling like they've got to ultimately be that kid that's out there putting up, I'm a D1 commit?
Yeah, I mean, the content is everywhere across, several different platforms at this point. Not all of it's good. And I think that whether you're a parent, a coach, or an athlete, it's hard to know where to start. And so that's, as we think about building You Think, the media platform, we hope to be that central resource. If you're thinking about youth sports and you're deciding when I should move into the travel club space, or all the way to I'm being recruited, how should I think about NIL and the recruitment process and all that, we hope that You Think is a platform that is trusted and credible, and we're bringing talent and personalities from across the sports world, whether that's professional or college coaches or world-class performance psychologists, nutritionists, orthopedic surgeons. So it's a wide variety of highly informed and credible content that you never have to question whether or not you're swiping through Instagram and you see a random reel about the right way, the wrong way to hit a baseball. Is that actually credible or is it not?
Where do you feel like the biggest challenges for youth sports right now? Like if you're a parent of a young athlete and you say, okay, this feels daunting to find my way and navigate all this, what do you think the biggest challenge is?
I think there's so much choice out there now. I think when we were growing up, it was a relatively trodden path. You were a recreational athlete. Maybe you were on an AAU basketball team or a travel baseball team for a couple years, and then you played your high school sport, and maybe your travel club and high school baseball complemented that high school baseball schedule. Now there's an unlimited number of options and directions to turn, and I think that having an understanding of how to do that and when to do that as a parent or as an athlete is really hard. So it kind of gets back to the type of content that we're creating and the different partnerships that we're forming with third parties that will help parents make those right choices.
What do you feel like is missing today that something that was maybe still there when you were coming up that you feel is missing within the scope of youth sports right now?
It's a good question. I think when you think about like the next generation of parents or the current generation of parents, they think through youth sports, through a nostalgic lens. And it's always, anytime the older generation's talking about the younger generation, it's like, oh, it's not how it was back in my day. Like it was pure. We did it for the love of the game. Like there's elements of truth in that. And the commercialization of youth sports is not all good. I think on that panel, we talked a lot about how there can be some good that comes out of professionalizing, if you will, youth sports and solving sort of the value mismatch that you see, parents paying thousands of dollars to participate in travel tournaments where the quality bar isn't necessarily where it should be. Now, I think an entity like LakePoint is an exception to that. But there are a lot of places out there that aren't. So I think there's so much good in the next generation and this generation of youth sports that it's our job to help find it and help folks navigate it. So I don't look back and say there's one thing necessarily that we did better or that was better. I think it's the reality that we live within, and there's so much good. I mean, youth sports is the best. Like we're all here because we fundamentally believe in the good and the power that it can do for families and kids in the long run.
Right. Thank you so much, man. Great stuff.
Okay.
Make sure you keep it locked here. We'll have so much more coming from the National Youth Sports Summit.